Do you really know how to use your right to remain silent? Because if you don't say it exactly right, you might not have it at all. The Arizona Supreme Court just made that crystal clear. Now, before we dive in, just a quick heads up. This video is for informational purposes only. It's not legal advice, and watching it doesn't make me your attorney. If you're facing charges or being questioned, talk to a qualified lawyer in your area. So I heard about this Arizona Supreme Court decision that just came out a couple of days ago, State v. Melendez. And at first, I was really concerned. I thought, are they trying to upend everything we know about the right to remain silent? But once I actually read the opinion, I realized it's a lot more complicated than the headline makes it sound. Here's what happened. Melendez, the defendant in that case, was questioned by police about a serious crime. In the first interview, he was Mirandized, meaning he was given his right. He's told he had the right to remain silent and that anything he said could and would be used against him. And he invoked that right to remain silent. And the questioning stopped. Totally appropriate. Exactly what you want to see happen. But the problem is that later, a detective came back and tried talking to Melendez again. The detective re-Mirandized him, meaning the detective reminded him of his Miranda rights. But this time, Melendez did start talking. Now, here's the key part. When the detective asked about the heart of the case, the parts that really mattered, Melendez didn't stay silent. He just said things like, I'll hold off on that, or I'm not ready to answer that yet. Eventually, though, he did answer those questions. And that's why the Arizona Supreme Court said his rights were not violated. Because under the law, if you want to remain silent, you have to invoke that right clearly and unambiguously. See, the law doesn't recognize soft no's. It doesn't protect waffling, and it absolutely doesn't protect someone who says no and then starts talking again. Once you waive your right and start speaking, that waiver is in play. And I get it. People hear this and they say, but I didn't do anything wrong. I've got nothing to hide. I wish the world worked the way a person asking that question thinks it does, but it simply does not. I've seen too many cases, too many police investigations to pretend otherwise. Prosecutors have to prove every element of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. That includes identity, intent, jurisdiction, the presence of a weapon. And do you know what makes their job a lot easier? When the person accused fills in those blanks for them. In Melendez, he admitted to knowing the victim. That alone made it easier for the state to build their case. Sure, they might have been able to prove that another way, but now they don't have to. He did it for them. It's like a game of basketball. If you're playing a game of basketball and the point is to win, you're playing a game as it was designed. It's a competitive endeavor. Giving the ball to the other team and helping them score against you is not what you would do. Even if you think they're not good at the game, even if you think you can beat them, why would you help them? Criminal prosecution is adversarial. The state is not your friend, so don't make their job easier. Here's what I tell people. Silence means silence. You have to believe that your silence will not be used against you, but you also have to actually use it. Invoke your right to remain silent clearly, unambiguously, and then stick to it. No matter what the police tell you. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you can talk your way out of it. It never happens. At best, talking to the police does nothing to help your case. At worst, it makes the case against you stronger. You know, I think about this myself. If I were being questioned by the police, would I stick to my own advice? I hope I would, because I've seen how badly it goes for people who don't. So yeah, what happened in Melendez wasn't the shock once I dug into it. The court said the prosecutor didn't use his silence against him. They used his answers because he gave them answers. And what I want you to know is how to avoid being in that situation in the first place. If the police are questioning you and you want to protect yourself, here's the line. I'm invoking my right to remain silent and I want an attorney. And then you stop talking. Simple, clear, unambiguous, and powerful. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Joel Chorny. Your rights matter. Protect them. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video.